sitcoms have achieved the timeless cross-generational appeal of keeping up appearances. Airing from 1990 to 95, this BBC classic has become a staple of British comedy, enjoyed by millions not only in the UK but around the world. With its delicious satire of class anxiety and social aspiration, the series centers on the unforgettable Hyacinth Bucket, who insists her surname is pronounced Bouquet, and her relentless attempts to rise above her humble beginnings. Let's take a deep dive into some of the most interesting facts and trivia about this much-loved sitcom. She was in a room with the chairs. Keeping It Classy, written by Roy Clark, a familiar name due to his previous work on Last of the Summer Line, Keeping Up Appearances made its debut on BBC One in 1990. The series centers around Hyacinth Bucket, portrayed by the brilliant Dame Patricia Routledge. Hyacinth is a woman fixated on social status and goes to great lengths to impress what she perceives to be her elite peers. At her side is her long-suffering husband Richard, played by Clive Swift, who plays the quintessential straight man, perpetually patient, perplexed, and utterly worn out by his wife's outlandish schemes. Hyacinth's sisters add to the comedic chaos, the man-hungry Rose, initially played by Shirley Stelfox and later by Mary Miller, and the slovenly Daisy, Judy Cornwell, who's married to the endearingly lazy Onslow, Geoffrey Hughes. Together, they serve as constant reminders of the life Hyacinth is desperate to escape, making for a delightful and humorous exploration of class and aspiration. I got witnesses. Fun facts. First, not so much an actress, more an institution. She made an early television appearance in Coronation Street in the distant days of black and white and scenery that wobbled. Since then, she starred in the West End and Broadway. She's performed in parts written by William Shakespeare and Richard Rogers, Alan Bennett and Stephen Sondheim. On television, she created the nation's favorite battle axe, the frightful Hyacinth Bucket. Now, last year, you voted her the nation's favorite actress at the BBC 60th anniversary celebration. She's just finished the last in a series of Hetty Wainthropp Investigates. She is, of course, Patricia Routledge. Patricia Routledge almost turned down the role. One of the most surprising facts about Keeping Up Appearances is that Patricia Routledge initially had reservations about accepting the role of Hyacinth. Fortunately, after reading Roy Clark's scripts, she realized the richness and comedic potential of the role. Clive Swift wasn't fond of fan attention. While many actors are grateful for the affection of fans, Clive Swift had a more complicated relationship with fame. Known to be somewhat gruff in interviews, Swift expressed annoyance at the constant public attention and typecasting that followed him after the show's success. Despite his evident chemistry with Routledge on screen, their relationship off-screen was known to be professional rather than close. The show was a global hit, even in Norway. Keeping Up Appearances was not only a hit in the UK, but also found enthusiastic audiences abroad. It aired in over 60 countries, including the US, Canada, Australia, South Africa, and even Norway, where it became one of the most watched British sitcoms ever. Its universal themes, pretension, embarrassment, and family, transcended cultural barriers. In the US, it was regularly broadcast on PBS, gaining a loyal following among American audiences who appreciated its gentle humor and timeless appeal. The Bucket residence became a real-life tourist attraction. In the show, Hyacinth lives at 22 Blossom Avenue, her pride and joy, a tidy semi-detached home that she tries to pass off as a mansion. The real-life house used for exterior shots is located in Binley Woods, a village near Coventry in Warwickshire. After the show's success, the house became something of a tourist destination, with fans visiting to take photos outside the famous front door. The real owners reportedly had to deal with waves of uninvited visitors, particularly during the height of the show's popularity. The theme song had hidden lyrics. Many viewers might not realize that Keeping Up Appearances has a theme song with lyrics, though none are sung during the show's opening. The music, composed by Nick Ingman, actually had whimsical lyrics written by Roy Clark. The words are never used in the broadcast version, but they offer a delightful insight into Hyacinth's world and her obsession with appearances. Rose was recast after the first series. In the first 5 episodes of Series 1, Hyacinth's flirtatious sister Rose was played by Shirley Stelfox. However, when the series was renewed, Stelfox was unavailable due to other acting commitments. She was replaced by Mary Miller, whose portrayal of Rose became the more iconic version. Miller's version brought a more over-the-top exuberance to Rose, leaning into the comic contrast between her love life and Hyacinth's uptight persona. Geoffrey Hughes was beloved for another famous role. Before playing Onslow, Geoffrey Hughes was already familiar to British audiences as Eddie Yates, a lovable rogue on Coronation Street. Hughes brought the same working-class charm and comic timing to Onslow, whose laid-back demeanor and love of beer and dog races made him a fan favorite. Despite Onslow being the complete opposite of Hyacinth, audiences adored his relaxed attitude and clever one-liners. In fact, some viewers saw him as the true hero of the show, unbothered by social expectations and happy in his own skin. Hyacinth had a son we never met. Though frequently referenced in the show, Sheridan Bucket, Hyacinth's beloved son, never actually appears on screen. He's always spoken about with reverence by his mother, who boasts about his intellectual pursuits and sensitive nature. To viewers, Sheridan becomes a running gag, calling home only to ask for money and supposedly studying needlework at university. His ambitious interests and unseen status add to the show's mystery and comedy. Some fans have speculated that he might be gay, which Hyacinth either ignores or is completely oblivious to. She felt the character had run her course, and she wanted to return to stage and other dramatic roles. Rather than replace her or continue without her, the BBC chose to end the show while it was still at its peak. A few Christmas specials followed, but the core of the series concluded with dignity. A prequel was attempted but didn't last. In 2016, over 2 decades after the original show ended, the BBC aired a one-off prequel titled Young Hyacinth, written again by Roy Clark. The special starred Carrie Howard as young Hyacinth, living with her family and dreaming of a higher-class life. While it attracted curiosity, reception was mixed. Patricia Routledge received a damehood in recognition of her contributions to drama and comedy. Patricia Routledge was made a dame in 2017. While she had a long and distinguished career on stage and screen, including Shakespeare, musical theater, and dramatic roles, it's undoubtedly keeping up appearances that cemented her status as a British comedy icon. The juxtaposition between meticulously kept living rooms and the chaos of Onslow's untidy household required clever set design and comedic timing. An enduring legacy, it takes me back to the year 1947, when this county awarded me a scholarship which took me to the University of Liverpool to study our great language and literature for 4 years. Keeping up appearances remains a staple of British television and is regularly rebroadcast to this day. Its timeless humor, rooted in character rather than pop culture, ensures that new generations can enjoy it just as much as the original audience. Whether it's Hyacinth's embarrassing run-ins with the vicar, her horror at encountering her sisters in public, or her tireless efforts to host the perfect tea, the show continues to make audiences laugh and cringe in equal measure. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think Keeping Up Appearances holds up well today? Let us know in the comments section below.